What's happening, everybody? Hopefully, everybody is having a powerful Tuesday, staying productive, healthy, peaceful, balanced, all that good stuff, man. I'm gonna give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to tap in with the kid before we start building, man. You see what the topic is, man. We doing some Q&A. Ask me any question you feel like or something that's been bothering you, something you feel like you need to know the answer to, whatever the case may be, man. Just ask away, and I'm gonna try to provide you with the best answer possible. Hey, and if I don't know the answer, then I'm gonna tell you I don't know. But what's the word, man? Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Tuesday, man. We tapped in, ready to answer some questions, man. Tap in with your boy. Let me know what's the word, how we living, how we feeling. Get the questions off your chest, man. Anything you want to know, anything that's been bothering you, anything that's been concerning you. Whatever it is, man. Y'all know how I go. Ask away. Ask away. I know you got some questions for your boy, whether it's health or fitness, whether it's something about some books, business, anything, man. Y'all know my strong points, man. So y'all already know. Y'all know what type of questions to throw at your boy. But what's the word, man? How we living, how we feeling? Tap in with me. Hey, Prime Prodigy, peace. What's happening? For sure. For sure. We back in this thing, man. Magic, peace. What's happening? We back in this thing for sure. Triple seven, Derek, peace. What's happening? What's happening? Peace to everybody that's tapping in. Y'all see Q&A, man. We asking questions, man. We answering questions today. We tapped in, man. We gonna answer some questions, man. Like I say, whatever has been bothering you, man. Whatever it's a question you have that you been sitting on for a minute, and you feel like I'm suited to answer, hey, ask that joint. Ask that joint. Like I say, whether it's health, fitness, business, books, music, whatever the case, man. Just life advice, man. Whatever. Hey, Prime, what you say, man? What's the best way to do intermittent fasting with crazy work schedules? I mean, with that, man, I would have to find out what your schedule is, man. But for the most part, I'm not. So they got different forms of intermittent fasting, as you may know. The most productive form outside of a 24-hour fast would be the 19-5. And that would mean fasting for 19 hours and then eating within a 5-hour window. So a lot of times you just have to adapt and adjust your window based on your work schedule. But I recommend if you're gonna fast, do 24 hours. That's the best way to fast, point blank. 24. You know, go 24 straight water. Find you a day, pick one day out the week and say I'm gonna go 24 hours, just water. You might feel like you're gonna pass out faint and weak initially, but the more you do that, the better you end up feeling. But if you doing, the window joint 19-5, the 18-6, then you just have to adapt and adjust. And if you have to change your window every day, then you just have to do that. But a lot of times people break down their schedule to me, and once they break down the schedule to me, then I give them advice in regards to that. But I have to see the actual schedule first, like what are the hours, and then I work around that. Yeah, you say okay, so you say you be missing the eating window. And that's why I say 24 hours. Like at that point, you might as well do 24. Because if you got a crazy schedule and you give yourself a 5-hour window or a 6-hour window and your schedule probably won't allow you to eat within that window, best thing to do is go 24. And stop stressing yourself out trying to eat within this 5, 6, 7, 8 hour window. Go 24. Go from 6 p.m. Monday to 6 p.m. Tuesday, then break it, or whatever is suitable for your schedule. Just go 24 hours. Start with 24 and do that once a week. I say start with 24 once a week. And then outside of that, when you working, just find a way to snack on like fruits, nuts, and seeds and things like that, man. Get you some almonds, cashews, walnuts, some melon, some berries, all that good stuff, man. So when you are eating and you are not fasting, then you are consuming the foods that's good for the body, which that's what I recommend. Then I was actually, what's crazy is I was talking about fasting yesterday to a client, man. And one thing we gotta understand about fasting, whether it's intermittent fasting, whether you do doing 24, whether you're doing 48, whether you only fast for 15 hours, the most important thing about fasting is how you ease into the fast or how you go into the fast and how you break it. I don't care how long of a period you have went without food. Anytime you break a fast, you have to break a fast with light food, with a light meal, preferably something soupy, something soupy. Now, if you fasting for an extended period of time, like 3 days or so, you don't want to break the fast with some fruit, man, because that can cause your blood glucose levels to rise too rapidly. So when you fasting for about 3 or 4 days, when you're doing something like that, then you want to break it with something that's green or like a vegetable broth or like a soup or something along those lines. Now, if you fast and if you're just doing 18:6 or 19:5, then your first meal can be like some fruit, like some berries or something along those lines. But if you fasted for about 3-4 days, you don't want to break it with any fruit. But it's very important how you go into the fast and how you break it. You stop eating heavy meals for your, like a heavy meal shouldn't be your last meal, and a heavy meal should not be your first meal out of the fast. Like, that's very important. So when you are fasting, I don't care what type of fasting you doing, the meal before you start the fast should be light. The meal after the fast, the meal when you break the fast should be light. Straight up. A lot of people mess that up. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not about to eat for 24 hours, so they last meal be some crazy heavy meal. That's not good. Then they break the fast the same way, man. It's been 24 hours, man. I'm about to go crazy. That's the last thing you want to do, is go crazy. Eat you something light, give yourself an hour, then eat you something a little heavy, depending on the time that you're breaking it. If you're breaking it in the evening, then you don't want to eat anything heavy at all. But if you breaking your fast like in the middle of the day, then that's cool. Eat you something light, give yourself about an hour, then you want to eat something heavy. Hey, little LA, that's what's up. That's peace. 777, what you say? As someone trying to put on some muscle while cutting fat, will fasting 1 day a week alongside intermittent fasting while keeping on a slight calorie surplus be a good move, or should I cut first? Well, actually, when you do 24-hour fasting, that actually preserves some muscle mass. I do a lot of intermittent fasting for the most part, with the way my schedule is set up, man. But when I do consume my meals, which I drink a lot of my calories, like, they packed with a lot of good nutrients, and they got a lot more protein than normal, simply because of the way that I lift. I lift like a power lifter, so I gotta have a little bit more protein than the average person. Now, if you're not lifting like a power lifter, then you don't need to be consuming the amount of protein that I consume. But I've been putting on muscle, and I know I've been doing some intermittent fasting. A lot of times it's been unintentional, some of the fasting I've been doing. But 24-hour fast actually preserves your muscle mass. As crazy as it sounds. As crazy as it sounds, it's going to help you destroy the body fat, and it actually preserves your muscle mass, giving you that lean and that strong look that you're aiming for. But yeah, I mean, and then, I mean, you don't even, and people think like you don't necessarily even have to fast. Like, that's just one thing you could do for your body to reach that state of health. But there is a way that you can fast while building muscle or maintaining muscle. So I just throw that out there, but you don't necessarily have to fast. But I would hold on, I see you asking something else. Then do a solid, clean, vegan bulk afterwards. If you if you trying to put on the muscle, if you trying to put on muscle and cut the fat and get your meals in, eat your clean meals, get you about 5 or 6 small meals a day, clean foods, and it's gonna happen for you. That's what I did. I was eating 5 or 6 small meals a day. I put on about maybe 10, 15 pounds of muscle. Body fat was probably 10%. You know what I'm saying? So I went from like 145 to maybe like 160, and all of that was muscle. No body fat at all. And I was eating. You know what I'm saying? Like I was eating. I was eating 5 or 6 small meals a day, man, and that was probably my best physique. But I was eating clean meals. I was eating a lot of greens, a lot of veggies, a lot of fruits, things like that, and decent, clean protein sources. You know, your beans, your split peas, your lentils, your hemp seeds, quinoa, things like that. And you will like the way your physique looks when you do that. I promise you. Prime Prodigy, what you say? What about sea moss? Can I just have that during the eating window if I'm not hungry or don't have time? I mean, yeah, you could do the sea moss during the eating window. You know, sea moss, chlorophyll, spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass, all those powders and whatnot. You know, you could take those powders, dump them in some water, and drink on that, and that give you some nutrients. Uniquely meditative. You say, what did you do to increase your hair growth? Hey, that question is hilarious because a lot of people ask me that and they think I got some type of powerful answer, and I really don't, other than exercising, eating right, and in the beginning of the process, just braiding my hair. Then when I was braiding my hair before I actually got locks, I had a fro, and I started to braid my hair, and then I went for about a year or so braiding my hair up, and then my fro got bigger, and then I just locked up. But other than that, just eating right, exercising. That's it. Literally. Like I don't have any type of magic answer for the hair growth, man, other than eating right, exercise. Prime Prodigy, you say, does fasting cause lack of loss of appetite? Actually, no. You know, doing a 24-hour fast, which the books that I recommended yesterday, they actually talk about that and how it could actually increase your metabolism. You know, so that's like a myth. Like I want to see if I can find that section in this book. Actually, let me see if I can find that real quick because I actually want to read from it because that's one of the myths according to Jason Fung in this book. Let me see if I can find that real quick for you though. So I'll read off a little portion of it if I can find it. Hold on. So I'm glad that you brought that up. Let me see, 71. Let me see. Go to this page here, see if I can find it. Hopefully I got it highlighted. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see here if I can find it. This it right here. And well, before I even do that, I want to tap in with hold on. 777. Here go. Let me read this part though. It say myth number 2. Fasting makes you burn muscle. So I want to tap into that myth right quick. Say one persistent myth of fasting is that it burns muscle, that our body, if we are not eating, will immediately start using our muscles as an energy source. This does not actually happen. The human body evolved to survive periods of fasting. We store food energy as body fat and use this as fuel when food is not available. Muscle, on the other hand, is preserved until body fat becomes so low that the body has no choice but to turn to muscle. This will only happen when body fat is at less than 4%. I always stress this to my people. When you fasting, there is no way that not eating is going to tap into your muscle until your body fat gets to about 4%. So if you get on a scale that calculates your body fat and your body fat is in the 20%, the 30%, there is no way that you should be worried about not eating for 24 to 48 hours. No way. Your body has plenty of stored fat, fam, that it can feed off of. This is literally how we evolved, which is what he's talking about in this book. We literally evolved in a way to where we can go longer periods without food. That's why we can go so long without food. This is why you store body fat to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop acting like if we go 24, 48 hours without some food, we about to die. But let me keep reading real quick. For comparison, elite male marathon runners carry approximately 8% body fat and female marathoners slightly more. If we did not preserve muscle and burn fat instead when no food is available, we would not have survived very long as a species. Almost all mammals have this same ability. Real-world studies of fasting show that the concern over muscle loss is largely misplaced. Alternate day fasting over 70 days decreased body weight by 6%, but fat mass decreased by 11.4%, and lean mass, muscle, and bone did not change at all. And this was alternate day fasting over 70 days. This means every other day you fasting. So for a period of 70 days of alternate day fasting, the muscle and bone mass did not change, but the fat mass decreased by 11.4%. And that's with alternate day fasting for 70 days. Come on now. Look, at baseline, eat normally, energy comes from a mix of carbs, fat, and protein. As you start fasting, the body increases carbohydrate oxidation. This is just a fancy way of saying that it is burning sugar in the form of glycogen for the first 24 to 48 hours after you stop eating until it runs out of glycogen. With no more sugar to burn, the body switches to burning fat. Fat oxidation increases as carbohydrate oxidation decreases towards zero. At the same time, protein oxidation, that is burning protein such as muscle for fuel, actually decreases. The normal protein breakdown of around 75 grams per day falls to 15 to 20 grams per day during fasting. Rather than burning muscle during fasting, we start conserving muscle, which is what I was talking about. 777, that's what I would literally just said. Much of the amino acids that are broken down during regular turnover of cells are reabsorbed into new protein. After all, why would your body store excess energy as fat if it meant to burn protein as soon as the chips were down? Muscles and other proteins are functional tissues and have many purposes. They are not designed to store energy. Glycogen and fat are. To burn muscle for energy would be like storing firewood and then as soon as cold weather hits, chopping up your sofa and throwing it into the fire. So straight up. So we ain't got to worry about losing the muscle. And then Prime Prodigy, when I find the other part, I'm going to make sure I quote that too. I'm going to make sure I quote it about hold up, let me see. Y'all got me tapping into some questions about the loss of appetite. I'm gonna make sure I tap in when I find it. I'm gonna make sure I post that for you. All right, Jay, what you got? I've been dropping weight for my boxing debut. Let's get it. I've lost 25 pounds in 10 weeks, 190 to 165 by training and dieting. How can I drop the last 11 pounds faster for my fight? I'm almost all at this point. I've also maintained majority of my strength also. Can still rep out 225, bench press 4 to 5 reps per set. I'm 5'9", 165, 166. Now, my first question would be, what did you do to drop the weight? That's the first thing I'm going to ask you. What did you do to drop the weight initially? Clocks in, MMR, peace, what's happening? SDM, what you say? Any tips to prevent late night binge eating? So, when it comes to late night binge eating, this is when things like herbs come into play. Right? Hold on. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Let me see. Hey, Jay, peace. Appreciate that donation. But when it comes to the late night binge eating, this is when some herbs come into play that help with it. I know, like the licorice root, that's pretty good. Dandelion root, that's good for helping curb cravings. Let me see. No, cinnamon is good for that. the milk thistle, which is something that I vouch for because I use milk thistle. So I vouch for that milk thistle and the dandelion root. I use both of those, or I've used the dandelion root before, but right now I'm currently not. But I use the milk thistle for sure every day, and I can tell you that that helps with cravings most definitely. And then doing a green juice cleanse or detox for 7 days, that will eliminate all of that. That will eliminate all that. Oh yeah, clocks in for sure. 1000%. Hey, fasting gets the job done. Trying to tell you, when you study nature, when you study animals in nature, when they not feeling good, what do? They refrain from eating. They rest. You know, we the only species that got it backwards. We've lost our way. When we feel sick, we think we gotta eat. No. When you under the weather, when you feeling sick, your body is telling you, nah, I'm good. Let's rest. Let's rest. Like, let's rest. I'm trying to tell you, that's the best way. That is the best way to combat any type of illness. Just rest. Don't put anything into your system. Don't put anything into your system. Our brother Ken, peace. What's happening? You say, what are your thoughts in regards to best dealing with PCOS? Hey, again, the green detox, green cleanse for about 14 days. Man, you might go 30 days on that type of joint, but I start with 7 days. When it comes to things like that, you want to start off with, come on now, hold up. Calling my phone, mess with the stream. But yeah, you want to cleanse your system. You want to start with that detox or that cleanse. 14 days, green juices. And you want to try your best not to mix a lot of fruit with the green juices, man. Get you maybe like an apple or a pear. Other than that, strictly veggies. You know what I'm saying? Your celery, man. That celery juice is powerful. Celery juice will clear up a lot of issues, fam. What I read something about, man, I don't want to say, I can't remember the amount, man, of celery juice he was drinking a day. But he was drinking a large amount of celery juice a day, man, and I forgot the exact issue that it cleared up, man. But it was a very powerful disease that he reversed by drinking celery juice every day. And then he went on to advise a bunch of other people dealing with a ton of different ailments and diseases to drink this celery juice just every day. And it was reversing a lot of ailments. And I recall seeing that as one of them. So celery juice is powerful. Celery juice, carrot juice. I got this book called Chris Beat Cancer, and he talked about how he was drinking a lot of carrot juice to reverse his cancer. You know, so celery juice, carrot juice. Get them vegetables, man. Juice them things up. And go on you a 30-day, go on a 30-day joint. Have them go on a 30-day joint. Fresh juices. Magic, you say, what are some ways to handle with stress? Glad you asked about stress. One thing people we don't understand, one thing that we overlook, I ain't gonna say we understand, one thing we overlook about stress is that stress comes in two forms, right? You got distress and you got eustress. The eustress is actually good. So we don't have to place, see, typically when we say stress, like we just make it seem like it's all negative. No, some forms of stress can be beneficial, like working out, exercising. That's a form of stress. You stressing out your muscles, but that will eventually lead to muscle growth, which eventually leads to your bones and all of that stuff getting healthier. You know, so my best advice for stress is to just channel that energy in a proper direction and use that stress as something that can benefit you. You know, so whatever it is that you're going through, right, you know, channel that, what DMX say, write your pain. You know what I'm saying? So if you dealing with distress, write it down. You know what I'm saying? Write it down. Get you a journal, you know, and write. Exercise, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your hobby is. Exercise, writing, meditating, man, listening to some smooth music, yoga. Like, it's a ton of different outlets that you can use to direct that energy in a better direction. You know, for a lot of brothers, hitting the heavy bag, man, hitting that heavy bag does wonders, man. Get you a heavy bag, you just start going crazy on that joint, man. That works wonders. What'd you say, Prime? You said because when you fast, you lose like 3 pounds each day and don't have the motivation to eat afterwards or get full very easily, like after a bite of anything. But I have energy still though. Yeah, that's how I be. Like a lot of times, what's happening is like when you fast, for one, you cleanse in the system, and the cleaner your system is, like the cleaner your system is, the less you need to eat to feel fulfilled. You know, so the healthier you eat, the less you actually need to eat because you're giving your body what it needs and the body is clean. So it doesn't require a lot. It's not craving a lot. You know, so that's why you feel like you don't really have to eat as much, you know, because the body is cleansing itself. So it doesn't really, it's not asking for a lot, you know, because you are doing right by it. You know what I'm saying? So the healthier you eat, you will find the less you actually crave, the less you actually need to eat to feel satisfied, you know. Tony, for sure, body got to reset. Somebody, wait a minute. What are the ingredients of the juice? The celery juice is just straight up celery. You know what I'm saying? As nasty as that may sound. But sometimes, man, that's what you got to, the bitter the better sometimes. Probably what you say, you thought carrots are an alkaline vegan though. See, I'm not. So listen, one thing about me, I'm not actually one of those. So this is what I do. I tap in with the vitamins, minerals. I see what the body actually needs. And then I see what foods contain these vitamins and minerals. And I start studying each food individually and seeing the pros and the cons and the benefits. So I could tell you right now that carrots got way more benefits than negatives. You know what I'm saying? Way more benefits than negatives. But then again, that's based on my personal experience with it. Everybody's body responds differently. You know, so when I consume carrots, I can tell you firsthand the vitamin E that's in the carrots, or am I tripping? Wait a minute, vitamin A. Man, I get them mixed up. Vitamin A. I believe vitamin A that's in the carrots, man, it helps with the vision. I can tell you for sure. I'm speaking from somebody whose vision ain't the greatest. You know, or wasn't the greatest, I would say. Yeah, my vision was definitely not the greatest, man. I wear glasses. You know what I'm saying? You know, nearsighted as they say. You know, when they say you should have been eating your carrots, like I can vouch for consuming carrots and it actually improving the vision a little bit. Like my vision is better than it once was. You know, and I would put my carrots in smoothies and whatnot. You know, so I can vouch for that. So I know I'm getting that vitamin A. So again, I take the vitamins and minerals and I see, okay, how can I give my body everything that it needs on a day-to-day basis? And if this food right here contains that vitamin A that I need and it's got way more benefits and it does way more good than harm for my body, give me that. And then if I'm consuming it and I notice that it is improving my health and improving my body, improving my vision, then I'm definitely going to stick to it. So I tell everybody to just experiment. So I can tell you from personal experience that carrots don't do anything destructive to me at all. If anything, the carrots have helped elevate and restore some of my vision. For real. Like I can tell you that straight up out the gate. You say, have you been seeing on the net people condemning beans? What's your thoughts? Man, I don't be, you know what I'm saying, bro? I don't get caught up with a lot of these new age folks that be saying things for shock value that really don't be doing research. You know what I'm saying? Because I take a scientific approach and I apply everything to my body. First of all, when they start talking like that, a lot of times, man, they eating they eating the wrong type of bean. You know what I'm saying? And they not soaking these beans overnight and things like that, which actually improves the digestibility of the bean, soaking it overnight for a long period of time. So it's ways that you are supposed to prepare the bean to make it healthier. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I'm gonna eat my beans, man, because the beans do well by me. You know, I ain't one of them. Like I will eat some chickpeas in a minute. I will eat some black beans and kidney beans in a minute with no hesitation. They make me feel good. They supply my body with what it needs, especially when prepared the right way. Tony, you say, does ashwagandha really help? I just ordered me some more ashwagandha. Like literally right before I tapped in, I just pressed order on some more ashwagandha for sure. But let me tap in with something when it comes to these herbs. These herbs are similar to vitamins, right? Vitamins don't necessarily work well in isolation. Like sometimes you need a set of vitamins for that one vitamin to do what it's supposed to do, like calcium and magnesium. Like they work together. Like you need the calcium and magnesium together. You need the calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D together. Iron. You need vitamin C to help the iron be more absorbable by the body. So a lot of times these herbs are the same way. It's called holistic health. A lot of times we may take one herb and that herb may say helps relieve stress, helps reduce fatigue and anxiety, things along those lines. But the fine print may also say something along the lines of when followed with a proper diet or something like that. So we got to make sure we are doing all the other things necessary for that herb to do what it's designed to do. So if you're taking the ashwagandha, you also got to make sure that you are eating properly along with it. Make sure you eating properly along with the ashwagandha. You know what I'm saying? You can't you can't just be eating garbage and take this ashwagandha and think this ashwagandha about to combat all the garbage. Not saying that you eat garbage, but I'm saying a lot of people get these herbs and think the herb's supposed to combat all the trash. Like, nah, man, it's called holistic health. Like, for real. Oh, yeah, the more you drink, the better. Hey, for real, I ain't even gonna lie. I be drinking some stuff, man, that if I was to give to y'all, man, y'all be like, man, how you drink it? It's the norm for me now. I got this neem powder, NEEM. Man, that joint bitter. But it don't faze me, though. I drink it like it's the best tasting smoothie on the planet. I put a dab of that neem powder in my smoothie, and that's all you taste. And I be bashing it like it's nothing. Because I done been eating clean for so long, my taste buds a little different. Excuse me. Prime for sure. For sure. And when you fast, like with a lot of people, when you fast, man, that lets you know how toxic you are. So when you go 24, 48 hours without some food and you immediately just start feeling garbage and trash, that means you very toxic, because that is the toxins leaving the bloodstream or leaving the body, entering the bloodstream. And that's what's causing the dizziness, the headaches, the irritability, all of that. So the cleaner your system is, the easier it becomes to fast because less toxins are entering the bloodstream. Like straight up, been there, done that. So when you say I'm about to fast and it's been, you go say I'm fasting 48 hours and it's been 3 hours and you got a headache, boy, you toxic. And that don't mean you need to eat neither. That means you need to stay on that fast. Like you need to get that stuff out your system. It shouldn't be 3 hours into a 48-hour fast or a 24-hour fast and you feel like you about to die. That's horrible. Like you just ate 3 hours ago and you feel like you about to fall out and die. Like that's bad. Like that's letting you know how toxic you are. That you should not be feeling like that after 3 hours. Like at all. Michael, you say, do you still eat bread in general? Yup. I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't eat it every day, you know, but I don't run away from bread, but I don't eat it every day at all. Like, I don't eat a lot of it. RBG, peace, peace. What's happening? Peace to everybody that's tapping in. All prime prodigy. I can tell you, you eat the carrots. I promise you, your body ain't gonna do it. The only thing that might happen if you consume too much or too many of the carrots, like it might, your skin might turn the same, might turn a little orange, and your urine might be a little orange if you go crazy with the carrot consumption. That's it. Yeah, Tony, you got to compound the vitamins and you got to compound the herbs. Like I take a daily regimen of herbs, but I had to re-up on some of them, but you need to compound all of that for sure. There is no magic herb, You got to take a nice amount of, not a nice amount, but you take about 5 or 6, So there is no magic herb. There is no one herb that you take that does everything. Like, nah. I don't care what they telling you. Like, there is no one herb that does that. You got to take a nice 5 or 6 daily herbs. I got my reishi mushrooms right here. Bang. I got that. I got my go-to cola down there. Ashwagandha, the turmeric, black pepper, milk thistle, the shilajit. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that joint give you some energy like no other. And then I got this other joint, this Dr. Christopher's joint for your joint and tissues. Then I got a few other herbs from time to time that I might mix back in that thing. The Ryodola. Yeah, Ryodola. That's a good herb for anxiety, stress, and all of that. But I'm actually in the process of making my own powder concoction for that. So I'm gonna keep y'all posted. I'm gonna keep y'all posted on that though. I'm in the process of making my own powder for like anxiety, stress, and help with your energy levels, So we ain't gotta keep spending our money with these folk. We can support the brother man for the herb. So I got y'all coming soon. I got some herbs that I'm working on that I'm gonna put on my website. So hey, stay tuned, stay tapped in for that. Oh yeah, them beans, man, for sure, man. Yeah, some edamame, and I be eating beans. Yeah, I'm eating beans. Right? I ain't gonna not eat some beans. That's why I don't be paying attention to all this stuff out here, man. People be saying some stuff out here, man, for like shock value. You know what I mean? For real. Like it be a lot of shock value content out here. They just gonna say something that's wild because they know people gonna be like, what? And be wrong, man. Just be wrong as a mug. Ken, what you say? What kind of schedule are you on for the intake of your herbs? So, for the most part, I got a few herbs that I can take on an empty stomach. So, in the morning, when I wake up before I head to the gym and train, I don't eat anything in the morning. So, I take the reishi mushroom extract. That's for the immune system. I take 2 of those. And then the shilajit also, I take 2 of those. So, I take 2 of the reishi mushroom extract and 2 of the shilajit. If I'm saying that right. Boy, I do not know if I'm saying that right. But I take 2 of those because that helps with energy. And then the reishi mushroom is for the immune system. Then my other herbs I take when I'm drinking my smoothies. And I drink 2 smoothies a day. So I pop those 2 first, those 4 first thing in the morning. Then when I come back to the crib around noon or 1 o'clock, I drink my first smoothie. And then I'll take 2 of the herbs. I'll take the go-to cola. I'll take 2 of those or whatever the daily recommended intake is. Like if it say take 2, I'm gonna take 2, or the serving size, the serving amount, whatever. If it say take 2, I take 2. If it say take 1, I take 1. But when I drink my first smoothie, I take 2 of the go-to cola, 2 of the turmeric. And then I drink my second smoothie maybe 3 hours after that first one. Then that's when I finish off the rest of my herbs. So that's how I do it. So I take 2 in the morning. I take 2 sets with my first smoothie. Then the other 2 sets, my last smoothie. Then I'm done. And then if I'm taking like ashwagandha though, ashwagandha, melatonin, and passion flower, boom, right here. These are herbs that's supposed to help you kind of wind down and go to sleep. So I take those right before I go, like about 30 minutes or so before I lay down and go to sleep. Like ashwagandha, if I'm taking like melatonin and stuff like that, like you supposed to take those together. Like if I'm doing that type of concoction, or if I'm just taking my ashwagandha, I take that about 30 to 45 minutes before I actually lay down and go to sleep, because that's supposed to calm you down. So I don't take the I don't take the ashwagandha during the day. Stardeem, I don't stay away from sugar at all. I get my sugar primarily from the fruits. You know, the cane sugar, I don't necessarily do it, but I get my sugar from the fruits. When it comes to sugar, like I don't stay away from it totally. I get that natural sugar from the fruits for sure. For sure. But the cane sugar, nah. But I'm gonna get my sugar from the fruits though. I'm consuming them fruits. Because we was designed to be frugivores. At the end of the day, when you really break down the science of our physiological makeup, if we want to build on that, that's another topic though. Chris Peace, you say, what are some good nutrition? I'm assuming you meant some good nutrition books that I can recommend. And Tony, no, I don't, man. I got some stuff I'm working on though. But if you meant some nutrition books, my favorite one is the China Study, Proteinaholic. Um, hold up. Becoming Vegan, Becoming Raw. Oh man, let me see. I think I got one big joint behind me, man. I might go grab. Yeah, let me go grab this big joint. Let me see. Oh yeah, I got that. There we go. Yeah, this big boy right here, Healing with Whole Foods. It's a thick boy right here. Healing with Whole Foods. African Holistic Health, The Kemetic Diet. Those are some good books that I recommend. My brother Ken, appreciate that cash out for sure. But yeah, those are some good books that I recommend on the nutritional end. Proteinaholic and the China Study, them my joints though. But Becoming Vegan, Becoming Raw, Healing with Whole Foods, African Holistic Health, The Kemetic Diet. It's a bunch of other ones, but those are the ones that, How to Eat to Live. Hey, Elijah Muhammad dropped some jewels. I got one, the Dr. Sebi Bible. I got a lot of them behind me. But Healing with Whole Foods, that's a masterpiece right there. For sure. Magic Realms, The Science of the Doggone. That's the best book out of. And then the Pale Fox. The Pale Fox, I got that book somewhere behind me. But The Science of the Doggone and The Pale Fox, those are good books right there. What you say, MC? Say, do you know of anything about the hey, yo Mbine root? I hear it's good for energy. Yeah, I haven't taken it personally, but I know some people that have that vouch for it in regards to the energy. Like I say, the best thing that I've taken that I can vouch for so far for the energy, like for sure, is again like that Shilajit. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't even care if I'm pronouncing it wrong or right, but I know that joint. It got me through some workout. Y'all see, for y'all that follow me on like Instagram and things like that, y'all see some of the weight that I be lifting. I be needing some energy and some strength for that sometimes, because a lot of times I might be on an empty stomach. So that herb right there has allowed me to squat and deadlift 400 pounds on an empty stomach. You know what I'm saying? That I vouch for that for energy, for sure. Like, I ain't even lying to you. I vouch for that. Like, get you some of that. That has fueled me through some intense workouts. Straight up. All right, I'm about to try to spell it, man. I used to be in spelling bee back in the day, but I think it's SHIL. Wait a minute, hold on. Hold up. I ain't even finna do it, because I know it's an A in there somewhere. It's an A in that joint. Hold up. I ain't finna look all bad up in here. Yeah, SHILAGIT. That's it. I ain't about to embarrass myself out here. I finna mess that all up. I knew it was A somewhere in there, but yeah, SHILAJIT. That herb powerful, man. That's a powerful herb. I ain't gonna lie to you. That herb for sure. And I know that the reishi, listen, the reishi mushroom extract, man, I ain't been sick since I started taking these joints. I ain't been sick since I started taking them, I promise you. And I've been around all type of sick folk. This right here, man, I got to take these. I have got to take these. If I don't have one herb on me, I got these. Hence why I just had to order all my other ones, but I still got some of these. And this brand right here, it come with 300 of them joints, 300 capsules, fam. You can't beat this, fam. 300 capsules, fam, you can't beat it. I think I might have paid maybe $18 or something for it, man, but 300 capsules? Man, you hard pressed to find an herb where they got 300 capsules in that joint for that price. Man, I promise you. I know my immune system then got stronger, man, because I used to always get sick. You know what I'm saying? I used to be one of the ones that if I get around somebody that's sick, I'm one of the ones. I used to get sick all the time. But I promise you, since I started taking these capsules, man, I've been good. Been good. So that definitely, if you don't get no other herb, man, get this for sure. I promise you, you ain't gonna be getting sick a lot. You know, along with eating what's right and exact, but this herb right here gonna take you to the next level as far as that immune system. And I think it's another one called, and these herbs be having some names, boy. Astragalus, I think. I might be saying it wrong again, but hold up. Yeah, you gotta type some stuff in sometimes, man. But yeah, astragalus is another one. ASTRAGALUS. That's also good for the immune system. Yeah, look up these herbs, man. Look up these herbs. Herbs powerful, man. They take your health to that next level, man. For real. Unfortunately, due to the way that they have tampered with our produce, you know, a lot of times you could be eating right, but you know, what you think you getting from that spinach or that berry, you probably not getting. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't tamper with the produce. You know, so you gotta take them herbs, man, to really get your health to where you striving to get it from. And then don't sleep on frozen fruit and frozen vegetables. Frozen fruit and frozen vegetables might actually be more nutritional than the fresh produce. Like straight up. If you're not growing your own fruit and vegetables, the next best option is actually frozen. So keep that in mind when you go into when you go in the grocery shop. You might can't trust that fresh produce, but that frozen produce is what they call flash frozen. Means as soon as they picked it, they froze it. That actually keeps a lot of the nutrients intact. You know, so you might want to get more frozen fruit and vegetables than anything if you're not growing your own. Nishi, what you say? Is there a danger to your health that comes from combining too many herbs or the wrong combination? Oh, 100%. But this is what they recommend. And I think it's a book called The Cellular Wellness Solution. That book talks about it. But this is how you technically supposed to do it, right? If you getting into the herb game, you want to take one herb at a time. You want to take one herb at a time, right? And you want to probably stay on that herb for about 15, 30 days to see how your body responds to it. If your body responds, and the only reason that you're doing it, because if you're taking a combination of herbs and your body responds in a negative way, it's hard for you to pinpoint what herb is causing the problem. So you got to take one herb at a time. Give your body time to process this herb. You know, so if you're taking the reishi mushroom extract, take this herb for about 30 days. If you don't have any adverse reactions to it, then that means this herb is good for the body. Then now you can take another herb. You know, so you know the reishi mushroom is not causing a problem. You know, so now you can say, all right, I want to tap in and take the ashwagandha. So now you can take the ashwagandha on top of the reishi, because now if something were to happen to your body in regards to an adverse reaction, then you know it's the ashwagandha that caused it, not the reishi, or you know it's that combination. You know, so you supposed to always kind of take one herb at a time when you are experimenting with herbs, just to see how your body responds to it. Like, that's technically what they recommend. Or you basically you taking one herb at a time, and or once you have went 30 days on an herb, then you are adding another herb into the mix. So it's not one herb at a time, but it's once that herb has made it past its 30-day trial period and your body hasn't negatively responded to it, then you are inserting another herb into the mix. So I shouldn't say one herb at a time. Now, there are plenty of herbs that you should not take every day, but we do have herbs that you can take on a daily basis. Now, that's a whole nother video I would have to do, but there are some herbs that they don't recommend taking every day. You only take it for a short period of time to deal with whatever situation that herb is intended to deal with. But some herbs you can take on a daily basis, like this right here, like the reishi mushroom. Like, all the herbs I take are herbs you can take on a daily basis. Like, you get something like St. John's worts or something like that, you're not supposed to take that on a daily basis. Even this passion flower, for real, you don't want to take passion flower. Like, this might be the one that you don't take on an everyday basis for a long period of time. But yeah, like, it's summer, like St. John's worts, I know for sure. Like, that's one of the ones, but there's plenty of herbs that you're not supposed to take for a long period of time. You may take it for months at a time, then stop. It's plenty of herbs like that. As far as the combination, like, yeah, that's when you have to pay attention to how your body responds. Especially if you're taking the ones that you can take on a daily basis. But I've been taking 5 or 6 of them on a daily basis, and my body doesn't respond negatively because I did the trial period. I was seeing how my body responded to one at a time, and my body didn't respond negatively one at a time, so I started slowly incorporating them all together, and my body is still responding correctly, so it's all good. But with anything, man, you gotta do the trial period on your body. But yeah, I would probably do a video in the near future to let you know what herbs you shouldn't be taking on a day-to-day basis, what herbs are safe to take on a daily basis, and even the herbs that's safe to take on a daily basis, who should be mindful of taking some of those herbs. Like, I'll probably do some on that. And then you got a lot of folks that, when they got, like, people got multivitamins, like, you got some herbs like that. You got people that make herbs and they put like 4 or 5 herbs in one, like the powders that I make. That may be a combination of like 3 herbs, but those are the safe herbs, and it's safe to combine those herbs. Like, after I've done my research, I know what herbs to combine, so I combine my concoction. Like, what's his name, Supernova Slim. Like, when I was doing his super greens back in the day, that was a mixture of wheatgrass, spirulina, chlorella. Those are safe to mix together. You know what I'm saying? So I remember doing that. Oh yeah, hey, yeah, golden seal and Scott. Yeah, those are good. Those are good for sure. Yeah, golden, they good. I had some golden seal, man, probably like a year or 2 ago. I just never read up on it. Like, I forgot to read up on that golden seal, man. But yeah, those are good. Those are good. Oh, no, dang, yeah, man, I forgot. Hey, man, I'm trying to multitask, man. I got work I'm doing at the same time, Hold on. But yeah, no, hold on, where we at? Yeah, that barley grass. Yeah, man, I'm actually out of that. I gotta order some more. I was throwing that right in my smoothies. Yeah, I was throwing that right in my smoothies. And I swear about it, like it was good. Like that's actually that's actually one of the ingredients in one of the powders that I'm going to end up making. Yeah, that's actually one of the ingredients in one of the powders that I'm gonna be making, man. I'm throwing that oat barley grass in that joint because of what I felt like it was doing for me at the time that I was taking it. That phytoplankton, man, that's good. Got some good minerals in it. Think like iron, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and all that. The maca powder, man, the black seed oil is on point. Hey, RB, you say you been vegan for over a year. You still here? Hey, for sure, man. Hey, I can't tell you. Hey, I had, what was the last time I had meat? 12, 13 years ago. I ain't lost an ounce of strength. None of that. And I'm still breathing. You know, I'm still good. Can you say, so in regards to my PCOS question, I read a book that says to treat it like a diabetic. Would you agree with the research you have done? I'm asking because I'm researching to help someone. Treating it like a diabetic, yeah, which would essentially agree with what I'm saying in regards to the green cleanse or detox. Because the books that I got on reversing diabetes, like that's what they recommend going on like a raw vegan joint, predominantly with greens. So that would go hand in hand with what I said about it. So I actually would agree with it. You know, as little fruit as possible, and you want to go on that green detox or that green cleanse for X amount of days. 15, 30, however long you need to go on that joint, or however long they need to go on that joint. So that would go hand in hand with exactly what I was saying. So yeah, I would agree with that. Like I would agree with that for sure. Ray, peace, what's happening? Yeah, I would agree with that, man. If you got any, first of all, if you got anybody that's battling any type of ailment, illness, disease, whatever, one of the main things they should do is go raw, like raw vegan. Like anybody that's striving to reverse any major condition or disease, raw vegan. Like they have got to be raw. They got to do that. And it's a way for everybody to go raw vegan. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to be good. They got to go raw vegan, man. That's just, they got to do it. You know, all of my research points towards if somebody is trying to reverse something, raw vegan is the way to go. You know, that's one of the things that you have to do. Like on before you get to the herbs, all that, anybody that you know, or if it's you that's battling a major disease, chronic ailment, whatever, raw vegan diet must be implemented. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Go raw. If you are battling a major disease, you must adopt a raw vegan diet for real. In order to reverse it, that must be part of the equation. Raw vegan diet. I don't care what the condition is. Raw vegan diet. And then we can get to the other stuff like making sure you're getting the proper rest, making sure you get enough sunlight, things like that. But you must adopt that raw vegan diet, man. That's the consensus across the board, man. When you striving to reverse anything, raw. Start with the raw vegan diet. You know, a lot of people be running from that, but man, that's, you got to do that one. Raw vegan diet and juicing, man. That's gonna help tremendously. Them two things right there. Raw vegan diet with a lot of juicing. Whatever it is you're dealing with, whatever it is you battling, whatever it is you fighting, raw vegan diet and juicing, man, it's gonna get you a long way in regards to fighting it, reversing it, curing it, whatever. It's gonna get that person. It's gonna get you a very long way in that fight. So raw vegan. You know, if you got something you trying to beat, whether it's diabetes, whether it's a form of cancer, raw vegan. Or RBG for sure. It ain't it. The numbers are growing. You know, it's a lot of people that's becoming open to the vegan lifestyle now. You know, back in the day when I transitioned, people didn't even know what that was. Like they was like, "You vegan? Like what's that?" Like they didn't even know. Like they didn't know what that meant. Like they was just getting hip to like what vegetarian meant. But when I said vegan, they was like, "Man, what? Like what?" You know, and it wasn't a lot of vegan friendly restaurants or vegan friendly options at restaurants. Like all of these vegan restaurants and stuff that exist now, like back when I transitioned, man, that was not a thing. It wasn't a thing, man. And I'm making it seem like I'm old, but like mine, this wasn't even this 10, this may have been 12, 13 years ago, you know? So this stuff just skyrocketed over the past few years because it became more popular. People say plant-based, or people going plant-based and things like that to lose weight, to reverse these ailments. So these restaurants started, they trying to capitalize off of that market, you know? So they start adding more of those type of items to the menus. But back then, I go somewhere to eat, man, they would not have anything for your boy. You know, I got to eat the salad. You know, for the longest, man, I every time I was going, I had to go out to eat. Like I had a function, we got to go out to eat. I had to eat the salad. They ain't have a lot of options. Now I might actually have some on the menu. You know, but a lot more people are becoming open to that lifestyle. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot more people that's becoming open to the vegan lifestyle, man. Unfortunately, a lot of times they not doing it right. You know, they eating a lot of the junk vegan foods, but it is what it is. Like eventually, they may make their way towards that part of the lifestyle, like the raw vegan lifestyle. Eventually, which is truly the way to go. Like that's what we all should be striving towards. You know, for real, man. If we really striving to reach that optimal state of health, man, like that raw vegan lifestyle, predominantly, you know, you can have your certain foods that you need to cook. You know what I'm saying? Like mushrooms and tomatoes, like you need to cook those. You know, cooking the mushrooms and the tomatoes releases some antioxidants, man, that's not released when you consume it raw. You know what I'm saying? So it's some foods that you need to cook. You know, so you don't have to go 100% raw. But if the bulk of what you consume is raw, that's right and exact. But it's certain vegetables, fruit in regards to the tomato that you need to be cooking. Ken, for sure, man. Yeah, that Muay Thai, hey, that's crazy. Muay Thai, that Kali, yeah, that joint crazy, man. That I'm trying to tell you, man, that get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Like that get your mind right, man. Just hitting the heavy bag, like you say, just shadow boxing, man. That stuff just gets you right. You know, I now understand. Like when I would be seeing folks just in the corner, just shadow boxing, or you watching, you know, people that's locked up and they shadow boxing. They when they come out, like they just shadow boxing. I'm like, man, what dude on? Now I get it. This therapeutic, therapeutic, man. Sometimes I be in the gym, man. I just start doing my little, you know what I'm saying, getting my stance, throwing my little punches. You know, man, it's just, hey, it's definitely an outlet for real, man. Hey, I recommend everybody get into some form of martial art, boxing, whatever. Like it feels good. It's an outlet, all of that, man. And it gets you sweating to get that heart rate up, man. It's a workout, man. Whoo, that's when I sweat the hardest. Man, when I was training with bro with the Muay Thai, man, I haven't sweated like that in a minute. And I work out all the time. So that mug got your boy sweating. So I was like, yes, sir, you know, that stuff make you feel good. And plus I'm just a student of it. I like learning about martial arts. It helps with discipline, things like that, man. I just like reading about it, watching it. Man, sometimes I sit back and watch old boxing matches on YouTube. Like I'm just a fan of it, man. I just like the art of boxing, martial arts, like all of that. Like it's plenty of times I'm on YouTube, man. I'm watching old Tyson fights, man, old Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the boxers I grew up idolizing. I just sit back and watch they fights. Old Floyd Mayweather joints. You know what I'm saying? I be tapped in. I be tapped in, man. I go down rabbit holes at times, man, just watching old fights and studying them. Oh yeah, Magic for sure. Definitely good for the muscle memory. Hey, T Solo, man, everything's good, man. I can't complain. Could complain, but that won't do any good. That won't change the situation, you know. So we all good. Everything is everything. Yeah, Ken, for sure. I realized my stamina, which I did pretty good, but man, I was tired, man. I was straight tired, man. But I mean, I did better than I thought I was gonna do. But man, I was like, hold on, cuz like I'm tired. But I kept pushing though. You know, obviously the strength was there, man. I was feeling like George Foreman, man, when he fought Ali. You know what I mean? Like I had the power, but I'm like, man, I'm winded. I'm winded out here. You know, I was George Foreman. Like I had the strength, but your boy was getting winded quick. But then I snapped out of that though. I tapped in. I tapped in, man. But yeah, man, that definitely showed me something about my conditioning. It showed me that it wasn't really as bad as I thought, but it's not as good as it needs to be. You know, like straight up. But I was able to last longer, man, than I initially thought the first time, the first session, man. I went for about an hour and some change. Would have went longer, but I had some clients that, you know, I had a gym full, so I had to tend to the clients. So I was actually down to go a little bit longer. But yeah, that Muay Thai, that's nice. You know, Jeet Kune Do, you know, y'all know I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, you know. That Wing Chun and all that. Like I be studying all of that. What's the brother's name? Was it 52 blocks? Is it 52 or 53? One of them. You know, but I be tapping into that. Be studying all of that. We gotta learn how to use our hands, fam. Like we got, yeah, 52 blocks. Yes, we got enough brothers out here, man. That's weak and cowardly. They know how to use the gun, but man, how many brothers know how to use their hands? Not a lot. Not a lot, you know. And it was crazy. I was talking to the brother that was training me. He was like, man, you know, when you in like that face to face situation with a person, he was like, man, they got to get to their gun. You know what I'm saying? Like if we face to face and we having a problem, if you ain't got your gun out, you got to get to it. You know, by that point, I'm about to get one up on you. You know, you got to get to that gun. I see you reaching, I'm finna get you. You don't know how to you so trash with your hands that you about to reach for that gun, and I'm about to destroy you now. You know, we face to face having the issue. I'm not about to let you reach for this gun. If your gun ain't already out, I'm not gonna let you reach for it. That's something that I learned. Not finna, if you make that move, going down, like that's what that Muay Thai taught me. That when you make that move, you just be going down. Like you going down. Like if we face to face and you such a punk with your hands that you gotta reach for that. That's for that reaching about to might get you killed. Because when you doing more Muay Thai and you study, man, you know where to hit people. You know where to hit people where you could kill them. You know what I'm saying? Like you know exactly where to hit folk. Like man was teaching me pressure points, man, exactly where to hit folk, exactly where to kick them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you doing all that. I'm not gonna let you get the gun. You know, you better come with your gun already out. If it's not already out and a person has a problem with you and we face to face, like, man, if you know that self-defense, you about to kill that man. You finna destroy that man before he's able to get to that gun. And you finna disarm him. Wop. Disarm him. Gun gone. It's over with. But dudes out here so weak and soft these days, man, they don't know how to use their hands, man. That's why they so quick to grab a gun. Like they can't throw hands, you know. And then for the most part, when they do throw their hands, the ones that come back with the gun, like it's the one that took the L, that can't fight. They don't understand the principle of, okay, you win some and you lose some. You know, they took the L, now they got a life. That's lame. Tony, yup. Shakir, peace, what's happening? You know that's lame, you know. Again, like what they say Friday, man, that gun don't make you a man. He told Craig had to beat Debo with the hands, bro. Now, now he ended up, some weapons became involved. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't the gun, though. So, man, it's like the rites of passage when you a boy, man. You got to use your hands. You got to fight. We had to fight. I don't know where y'all came up. I don't know where y'all grew up, but we had to fight. Like that's how they tested your manhood at the time. Like, are you going to fight? And if you didn't, unfortunately, you was one of the ones that was picked on and bullied when it was, you know what I mean? Like when you wasn't good with them hands, but man, you got to fight. Use your hands, just fight. And a lot of times you ain't even have to be able to be good at fighting. If they just saw that you had heart, that would get you a long way, man. Get you a long way. Just have some heart, fam. Like, don't be weak, man. Just have heart. You ain't got to win the fight, man, but if you got heart, man, you gonna get respect off of the strength of having heart. But you don't get no respect by using the gun, man. You don't get no respect. Have some heart, man. Have some heart. Little dudes out here whacking soft, just walking around with Dracos and all that type of stuff, man. Yeah, that's lame and that's soft. But I get it, I get it. You got ops out here, they walking around with the same thing, So you got to protect and defend yourself. I get it. But if we went back to the old tradition, if we was all just using our hands, man, things would be a little bit better, a little bit safer out here for the pedestrians. Especially, man, St. Louis, man, where I'm from, man, it's bad out here, man. They walking around with the Dracos, man, like it's nothing. Like you go to the gas station, certain parts of the town, man, that's all they walking around with. Like it's nothing, like it's a cell phone. They walking around with the Draco, like with long joints, like it's a cell phone. Like that's what they do around here. Like it's nothing. Like, man, that ain't no good environment, man. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing stopping you from pulling that thing on me right now. So nah, man, we ain't with none of that, man. We gotta change the game up a little bit out here, man. Y'all too comfortable with these guns, man, and not comfortable with your hands, fam. RT Solo, hey, that's what's up. You know what part of St. Louis he from? But yeah, man, we didn't. That's part of the rites of passage of being a man, having to fight. But we have eliminated that part of the rites of passage. So now we got a bunch of dudes growing up think they a man because they using guns or they got the guns on them. That don't make you no man, man. It really don't. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I just tapped into the time, man. I ain't trying to go over my time again. Y'all know I tend to do. Go over time, be late to the gym, man. So I'm going to try to do right by my time today. So, hey, man, I appreciate all the questions. I appreciate the cash shafts, the donations. Hey, it's always love tapping in and building with y'all, man. But I'm about to tap out. I'm going to let y'all get back to enjoying the rest of y'all Tuesday, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm out, and y'all be easy. Peace.